We got to talk about the Gabby Petito case. Now, folks, I have some reservations about this. And at one point, I have to admit, in a lot of ways, this case seemed like it was staged. I'm not going to say that this incident didn't take place, where you have this young girl who may have been killed, died in Grand Teton National Park. But I'm going to be the amateur sleuth here and kind of give you my take on this. So I'll just say from the outset, I'm not a detective. I'm not a medical expert, forensic expert. I'll admit that. But I can use logic and reason. And some of the things that the FBI was doing at the Laundrie home yesterday, where they took the parents out of the home for an hour, put them in an unmarked vehicle, then let them back in the house. I mean, if that is a crime scene, wouldn't you take the parents to another location and ward off that home? Then you have these protesters that are outside the Laundrie home, or were outside the Laundrie home a few days ago. And I don't think any of them have any connection to Gabby Petito or Brian Laundrie. But I'll tell you what I think happened. I think this was a case of accidental death. Now, on August 12th, there was this incident, a domestic dispute between the two in Moab, Utah. Somebody had called in 911 saying that Brian Laundrie was slapping this girl. They were running up and down the street. Now, some of the details are murky. Some people claim that she had slapped him, and he tried to distance himself by getting back in the van, locking her out. So when the police arrived, they did a traffic stop, and they separated the two, trying to find out each person's side of the story. And later on, she was taken to, you can find body cam footage of this, but she was later taken to a motel near the SLC airport, Salt Lake City airport. But the question becomes, what about Brian Laundrie's whereabouts between August 27th and 29th? Because between those two dates, you had this YouTube channel called Red, White, and Bethune that was in the Spread Creek campground area. And they had filmed the Petito and Laundrie van, this van that they were traveling. They had left on July 17th from their brother's home, I believe, in Blue Point, New York. And they were there to attend her brother's graduation, Gabby's brother's graduation. So on July 17th, they left for this cross-country trip, part of this whole van-dwelling movement after the COVID-19 scare. And on August 12th, you have this incident in Moab, Utah, which is outside the Moonflower Community Co-op. So as I said, the cops were called. They did a traffic stop, separated the two. She was later sent to a motel. And her body was found this week. So today they're doing the autopsy on this. Now, when Red, White, and Bethune was filming in this area, Spread Creek, they saw the van, and as they were getting closer, they noticed the back of the van door closed abruptly. And then a TikTok user claimed that on the 29th, August 29th, she had picked up Brian Laundrie hitchhiking in Grand Teton National Park. So what I think happened is, given the nature of their relationship, Gabby and Brian's relationship, I think that they got into a fight probably as they were driving through the area, stopped the van somewhere along the way. The fight continued as they stepped outside the van, probably got into a shoving match. This probably happened late in the afternoon because, according to Red, White, and Bethune, they were there roughly about 6 o'clock in the evening when they spotted the van. Or I think they spotted the van twice. They saw it first time around earlier in the day, then they went back around 6 o'clock in the evening. I think that's when they filmed this. So I'm thinking between that time, these two had this argument, Gabby and Brian. And as I said, they probably were fighting while they were driving, stopped along the way somewhere, got out of the van, got into a shoving match, He probably pushed her a little too hard. She fell, probably struck her head, and died instantly. Most likely he freaked out, probably hid the body in the van, and later tried to find a place to dispose of it. So he got scared, tried to flee the scene, and that's why he ended up hitchhiking, or was picked up hitchhiking about 2 days later. That is my assessment. Just using logic reason here, that's what I think happened. And of course, we're waiting to hear back the results from the autopsy. I could be wrong on all this, and once that autopsy report comes back, I'll come back and give you my take on it, because I could be wrong here, as I said. But the parents her mother got concerned. Gabby's mother got concerned because of a text that was sent on August 27th. So this is where things get a little gray, a little confusing. So she sent her mother this text that said, "Can you help Stan? I just kept getting his voicemails and missed calls," or keep getting his voicemails and missed calls. And Stan was Gabby's grandfather, and she never referred to him by his first name. So that was a red flag, a big red flag. And then there was another text received there's a final message sent on August 30th, "No service in Yosemite." So apparently they were in Yosemite. Now I lived in that, or around that area for a while, and it is hard to get service. I remember a time where I was at a local college in that area, and you're standing in one location and you walk 10 feet. So you're standing in one location where you can get service on your phone, and then you walk 10 feet forward and there's no service. So that's just how spotty the cell service can be in that area because of the minerals in the hills in that part of California. So wondering why they were in Yosemite when they were supposed to be in Grand Teton National Park. Now, Laundrie returned to Florida September 1st with the van, but without Gabby. And on September 11th, Gabby's family, the Petitos, filed a missing persons report. So on the 15th, September 15th, Brian was named a person of interest, but his family has refused to speak to the authorities. Their lawyers released a statement. So I really think, given the behavior of the family, the nature of these two's relationship, which seemed very toxic, seemed like he was very abusive, maybe narcissistic. Now, there was an incident, there is an interview with one of her close friends that she met through one of these social media sites, and they'd gotten really close in the past year or so. And she claims that a good 7, 8, 9, 10 times there were these fights between Gabby and Brian where she would go over to this person's house, this girl's house, just to cool off, get away from him. And there was an incident in which one night they're supposed to go line dancing. Gabby forgot her ID, left it at home. So she went back to retrieve it. And Brian kept her ID from her, wouldn't let her go out. So it seems like he was verbally abusive, maybe physically abusive. I'm not trying to hurl accusations at this individual here. But all indications are that this was a toxic relationship. And if you've seen the body cam of this guy looks like a string bean. But he looks like he has a split personality. And apparently he wasn't supportive of Gabby's YouTube channel. I mean, shouldn't you be supporting that if you're traveling with her across country, doing this van-dwelling trip? So it was just a rocky relationship. Things started out well in the beginning. I mean, they got engaged in they met in 2019, got engaged in 2020, but I think things went downhill from there. So now they have some trail camera footage of Brian in this wooded area in Baker, Florida. So this is all, I believe, in Sarasota County. So that's my assessment about this, is that these two were in a toxic relationship. They took this cross-country trip. They got into this argument at this campsite. They're kind of driving in that area. At one point, they got out of the van, got into a shoving match of some kind. He pushed her, maybe a little too hard. She fell, struck her head, and it killed her instantly. And then got scared, tried to hide the body, which would explain why the back of the van door was shut abruptly when you have this other YouTuber or this YouTube, these people who have this YouTube channel that were in the area filming, and they caught this. You know, at the time, you have no idea what's going on, of course, you know. So hopefully there'll be closure pretty soon, and we'll find out with this autopsy what's going on. I'm just coming here kind of giving you some details on the background of this case if you're not up to snuff on this. Like I said, I'm not a medical expert. I'm not a forensic expert. I'm just telling you what I think may have happened, and I could be wrong here. I mean, let me know in the comment section below. What do you think happened in this case? But the fact that you have this 2-day window from August 27th to the 29th, where, you know, you have these people who run a YouTube channel who filmed or got a glimpse of the van, filmed it, saw the back door being closed abruptly. Then on the 29th, he's picked up hitchhiking in Grand Teton National Park by a TikToker. Just some things don't add up here. The fact that the family is being very quiet, and that would be an indication right there that this is an accidental death. That they know their son's in hot water, but they're doing everything they can to CYA. So if you liked the video, please click that like button, subscribe, hit me up on Instagram at #JasonComposes. Leave comments below. You can catch me at Twitter, Cultural Confederacy at Twitter. I thought I'd come here just talk about this. I really didn't have any video ideas for the week. Kind of put in my 2 cents on this. Once again, let me know in the comments section below what you think happened. You know, hopefully we can all get to the bottom of this, and justice can be served here. It's just a sad case all around. But I have to say this: if you're in a abusive relationship, it sounds like this was a very toxic relationship. If you're in that type of relationship, please, by all means, get help, get out, and find somebody better, somebody more compatible to be with, so that you don't end up in a situation, unfortunately, like we see happening now with this Gabby Petito case. So please, if you're in some type of toxic relationship or abusive relationship, get help. There are services out there that will help you through it, and you can walk away. There is hope. There is light at the end of the tunnel. So I thought I'd pass it along. Once again, you like the videos, you like this video, click that like button, subscribe, hit me up on Instagram at #JasonComposes, leave comments below, and now you can reach me at Twitter, Cultural Confederacy at Twitter. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for letting me stumble through this as I'm just bringing you this information as it's coming in, because things are changing in this case constantly, and a lot has happened in the past 4 or 5 days. So I'll catch you next time. This is the Cultural Confederacy saying, peace out, stay safe, everybody, and God bless this great country.